Hello viewers, this is another edition of Paztrotech Hour, and in our midst we have our MD. MD, introduce yourself to our viewers.
I want to appreciate you, our viewers. I'm still the MD, Paztrotech Petroleum Services, in the person of Reverend Madabuchu Doji. We are here to enlighten you and educate you more about filling station construction and everything you need to know about filling station business. Thank you.
Wow, our MD, you are highly welcome. Please, being into the business of filling station, tell us more, throw more light, or say the things you know about underground tank, what we need to know and what we need to do.
Okay, when we talk about underground tank in filling station, it's a very important topic to discuss about today. There are different types of tanks. We'll talk about filling station tank.
Okay.
Actually, some people don't know much about filling station tank.
Exactly.
Many a times you go to filling station, you just get your fuel. Sometimes you don't spend time to ask, where is this fuel coming from? And you know, these are some questions that people do ask. Even me, when I was very young, I would always think that you get fuel on the ground, from the ground. Understand? Just like you drill borehole water. If you want to get water, you get it from below. So I was like thinking, how are they getting this fuel? How are they getting this fuel stored? You know, is it not when you go to filling station, it will come from underground. So we want to use today to enlighten our followers about underground tank. There are many types of tank.
Okay.
Yes, there are many types of tank. We have kerosene surface tank, which is the type of tank you see out there for people that are selling kerosene. You see them along the street. We have water tank, the one people use to store their water. Even some tankers that are selling water, they use it. We have an oil tank, or the one they use to store oil. You have many types of tank, but filling station tank is very different. When we talk about filling station tank, you talk about a very strong underground tank that is being used to store PMS, MPK, NGO, and the MPK. That is fuel, kerosene, and gas. Understand? So when you want to build a tank or construct a tank that you use to store these things, you know, these materials are inflammable materials, and you don't just store it anyhow. So that's why we spend time to explain to our viewers about underground tank. Now, if you want to construct a filling station, where you will make your highest decision, preparation, and investment is in constructing underground tank.
Okay.
Yes, don't neglect the dangers that is associated in you not taking all the safety measures while constructing underground tank. So now you cannot talk about tank without talking about the pan, the quality of the pan they used to construct it. That's why some people will tell you, I saw where they're selling tank out there and I purchased it, come and build filling station for me. Sometimes we don't accept it. And they will tell you, is it not to go and buy tank there? No. Before you talk about establishing your filling station, you must first of all talk about the pan, the quality of the pan they use in constructing it. So now we have 3 mm. 3 mm is the quantity they use in surface tank, which is the tank they're using to sell kerosene out there. You see they use to store water out there. Some of them are 3 mm. And now we have 4 mm. 4 mm, they're also using it at partially underground and also surface tank. But it's not recommendable. We don't recommend the use of 4 mm. In fact, you don't use 4 mm for petrol, for underground. So when you talk about a good quality, you talk about 5 mm. Yes, 5 mm pound. Initially, when products in the market, when some of the product has quality, is regarded as one of the highest qualities, 5 mm. But recently, because of reduction in the quality of products, we now recommend 6 mm. 6 mm is for now the most durable and the strongest pan you can use to construct your underground tank. So if you have an engineer, just as our office, we offer services to people, and first thing we tell our clients is we spend all our time and resources underground. Whatever you see at the surface, be it the building and some of these things, they are just secondary. You spend your money, you make a lot of investment on the ground. On the ground determines the size and the strength and the durability of your filling station.
Okay.
So now, if you want to construct underground tank, there are some processes and procedures. Street welders, some people are so smart. If you tell them as a company, we construct for you, we give them maybe the budget and other things, they will say, no. We can do it by ourselves. And what will they do? They'll go to the street and meet one welder there and say, okay, construct this tank for me. It's you risking the life of people. Because those welders you see out there, they are not certified by government. There are a lot of regulatory agencies that satisfy the engineers that work in filling station. Filling station is not operated by ordinary people. And so we have specialists, those that are specialists in constructing underground tank. So when you meet them, they will give you the best. So hiring anybody you see in the street or buying anything you see out there can hinder your business. So when they have finished constructing the underground tank, they do what is called pressure test. Pressure test is making sure that there is no leak. Because if you employ the service of roadside welder, he don't know the secrets. But those that are already into the system, they know that after constructing the tank, you will do what is called pressure test. And pressure test is you trying to apply pressure. Sometimes they use a welder's machine. Yes, after constructing the tank, they pour water on it, add it some detergent Omo, and the foam will be around the bottom of the tank. They now with a customized hose begin to pump the tank. Yes, after pumping the tank, there will be a kind of pressure. They will give pressure to the tank. And now, if there is any leakage, it will be showing at the body. And they will start again to fill those gaps. Because while welding on the ground tank, you weld in and out. Understand? They weld in and out. You don't just weld out. You go inside and weld and also weld outside. So the pressure test is actually to test if there is any leak. Because if you bury your tank and there is a leak, that is the end of the game. So you have to be very, very careful. So thank you. That's all we can say about underground tank. Thank you.
Wow. Our MD, you are really speaking here. So please, what advice are you going to give to our viewers? Like, what advice will you give to our viewers? In the case of that incident that happened in Enugu.
Okay.
Like, what advice will you give to our viewers?
Okay, you mean tanker explosion?
Yes.
Fuel tanker explosion.
Exactly.
Well, talking about what I have to say about safety of our citizens and also the safety of road users. As we are still talking about underground tank, there is also a kind of tank used to convey products. That is tanker. No, that tanker tank. When we talk about underground tank, we also talk about that tank also. So when all the safety measures is put into consideration, it will reduce the rate of fire tanker explosion, tanker falling away on different highways. It will reduce the rate we see those accident or incidences. So now, for us to have a kind of, to have it curtailed or controlled, there are some certain factors that must put in place. Number one is we make sure that the people that construct the tank used in conveying the products. Now, when you see any fuel tanker, when you see any tanker carrying those products, there are compartments. You have compartment A, compartment B, compartment C or D. So depending on the size of the truck, yes, some trucks that are 55,000 liters may have like 15,000 compartments. Understand? So we even have 60,000 liters. So now, for you to divide those compartments, there is need for you to use a very strong pan. And while constructing the tanker body, you also need to preserve and observe every safety protocols by making sure that the pan you use is a quality pan. Just like I'm mentioning here, they have their own measurement anywhere and their own model. But we are talking about people that are into manufacturing of these fuel tankers, for them to use a very strong pan, so that if there is any kind of pressure on the tank, there will not be explosion. And even if maybe mistakenly the driver lost control. Things can be minimal. Understand? Another way people we look into, another area that we look into is the condition of the driver driving. Recently, there are a lot of pressure in our society.
Exactly.
And the marketers will also help us in this aspect. Some people are always putting pressures on their tanker drivers. So, you know, you are a marketer, you need products, maybe there is scarcity, and you know, whenever there is first scarcity, marketers are running up and down in order to measure up. Or maybe that whenever there is rumor that there will be increase in the price of petrol, there will be a kind of buy more, and the store, buy more and store. And as a matter of fact, they put pressure on their driver. You see a driver that comes from Warri Depot this night, the Oga will say, oh yeah, early tomorrow morning, you are going to Lagos Depot.
Imagine.
And you see, the man, he was coming home to rest with the family. Maybe as he was coming, I was having discussion with the wife. Honey, I'm on my way. I'm already at Abakaliki. I'm unloaded at Onitsha. I will discharge this night. I will come home. And only for him to immediately is landing, the boss will tell him, oh yeah, you are moving early tomorrow morning or even this night so that you can meet your turn at the depot. So now, when such driver is moving another trip again without having adequate rest, without having good relationship with the family, without eating very well, without having enough sleep, the driver will be driving out of confusion and depression. And now, that's why many a times you see them in different highways. You see them driving recklessly. Some of them actually sleeping.
Exactly.
Yeah, some of them are sleeping. Because when you have not seen your family for days, you have not slept for some days, you have not had enough rest for some days, you have not had a good food for some days, you see them, instead of them to see driving as a hobby or as a kind of a joyful moment, they see it as a kind of suffering. We are suffering. They'll be murmuring and driving and driving and driving. Before you understand it, they will lose control. Some of them may be quarreling with the wife. Honey, why is it that you didn't come back again? The man will be calling the wife with one hand, the driver with the other hand. Honey, please, it's emergency, this and that. The wife will not even pick the call. These are emotional traumas. So when you put pressure on your driver to go and come back, you will also lose your money.
Exactly.
You gave your driver 60,000 liters truck. Okay. You know how much that is into 60,000? Maybe if you are getting the product fuel, you are getting it maybe at the rate of 1,050 naira. Multiply it by 60,000. A lot of millions of naira. And you are putting pressure on the man. So when you put pressure, he will go there and kill himself, waste your product, and kill people. And also your vehicle, you will lose your vehicle. So it's advisable that our followers and marketers that are following this this episode should also take it easy with their drivers. Another reason why we have such cases is the issue of living a reckless life.
Okay.
Many drivers, in fact, I have had opportunity to interact with them, to have some business with them. You discover that 80% of drivers, they believe that they cannot drive as ordinary human beings. Yes, they believe that it's either they are high in alcohol, they are chain smokers, they take hard drugs. They believe that you cannot drive tanker without being high. Just like mortuary ambulance drivers. Ambulance drivers believe that you cannot drive cops just like that. You need to take something. That's why before they will work for you, they will demand for some certain items like schnapps, smokes, all these things. So many of the drivers I have interacted with, they are chain smokers. They're not even smoking outside the vehicle. Some of them are right there at their cubicle, driving seat, smoking, and even being proud of smoking. Some of them are also doing that even without minding if they're carrying product or not. And as a matter of fact, when they have taken all these drinks, you know one thing about drinks. Once you are high and you are exhausted, the next thing will sleep.
Exactly.
So after taking those drugs and drinks, the next thing is to sleep. And they are driving from Lagos to Abuja, from Lagos to Port Harcourt. They are driving, sleeping. Some of them are even holding the steering, sleeping.
Imagine.
So any kind of mistake, they will now try to get control. You know, you are driving in your lane, you are moving to another lane. The next thing you will do once you fall asleep, the next thing you do is to just it's a reflex action to save the vehicle, to veer the vehicle out of the other lane. That is when you see tanker explosion. So the drivers and also government should come into this. Okay. I used to see policemen. They will stop all the vehicle. They will search young men to know if they have drugs, some of these things. But I have not seen policemen, I have not seen civil defense, I have not seen road safety searching tanker drivers. What is stopping the government from making it a kind of law that in every checkpoint or in some checkpoints, the drivers of these vehicles, these lorries, the tankers, should come down, examine the person's mental health, try to have some interaction with those people, try to know their well-being. If they are drunk, detain them, keep them, and you can even find the company. You call the owner of the company, come look at the kind of person driving for you. So the government should look into it. You are stopping civilians or passengers, detaining them and delaying them, while the people that can make a little mistake and thousands of lives will be lost, you are ignoring them. So my advice is that government should make a provision. Our law enforcement agencies or a good agency should be created to monitor the welfare and the well-being of tanker drivers. Yes, let there be a kind of arrangement for their welfare also. Do you know, government can make a provision for a resting place for the tanker drivers. In some highways, maybe among the geographical states of the federation or some states, let there be a little construction that will be managed by either NGO or government, where these tankers will come and have some rest. When they are coming, they have that spirit that they are resting here. They may even build a kind of guest house or free accommodation. It will be specifically for tanker drivers, cooking gas drivers, because this is an explosion we see today. When you come to that point, you are expected to rest. There will be a free feeding, a good shower, a good place of rest. Government should invest money in saving lives rather than sending condolences. All the money that the government is using for irrelevant budgets and all these things, let them have a provision, ministry in charge of tanker drivers' welfare, whereby there will be a kind of qualified persons that can analyze and give them encouragement. Some of the drivers, their salaries are being owed, allowances are owed, they are not paid, they have family problems, they have challenges. How do you expect them to drive very well? So let there be a provision whereby there will be a kind of agency that will be situated in different highways where the tanker drivers can have a good rest and also have some shower. And once they have obtained that, it will make some of these issues to be addressed. There will be a kind of expert, counselors that can talk to them, that can query them, that can ask them their well-being, their mental, some of them I have encountered are not normal. Some of them are drunkards. Some of them are chain smokers. Some of them are even touts. But you see them, they are the one handling lives of thousands of people out there. So it is high time the government will look into it, the welfare of tanker drivers. I think it will enable them to give the society the best. Finally, let's talk about the maintenance of these tankers. Some of the marketers that owns those trucks, some of them don't even service their vehicle. Okay. Yes, the driver will come and tell you, Oga, this brake is giving me some signs that there is need for maintenance. You tell him, go, I just repaired it yesterday. Please go, no, you're looking for a way to eat money. May even begin to call them criminals. Okay, you need to change. There are some drivers I have interacted with. Some will even tell you, I will not drive this car. The tire is not good. You see the boss trying to coerce him, force him. You must go and drop or I see your salary. The driver will be telling you, okay, this tire is no longer suitable because you don't want to buy tire. You are coercing him. Number two, the driver will come and tell you, okay, this tank is leaking somewhere. This tank is leaking somewhere. Instead of you to offload what you have and they repair the tank, You say no, go continue to use it like that. You just go and do a temporary repair. You patch it with a little pan, and before you understand it, when there will be a product in the truck, it will begin to leak again. And you see the man using a leaking tank to carry the fuel. Sometimes in a highway, they may have encounter with any kind of a naked fire. There will be explosion. So marketers and owners of trucks should spend time to maintain the truck. If you didn't trust your driver, I advise you to get a department in your company that is in charge of managing and servicing your tanker. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your educative and the information you're passing on to all of our viewers. Sir, we are so grateful to have you in our midst this evening. Sir, please, I don't know, what are your advice? What was your short advice to our viewers?
Okay, as I said earlier, we are into filling station construction. A lot of people are asking us questions like, sir, I want to have my own filling station. How can I go about it? So we ask me, sir, I have land already. Is there any way, how can we know whether the land is suitable or approvable? So we'll also ask, sir, I don't have land, I want to buy land. Others will also ask, sir, I want to invest in filling station construction or business. Please guide me. What are things that are involved? Some are also asking, can you tell us the profit margin in filling station business? I want to do this filling station business, but I don't know whether the profit I will get there. I don't know if it's a nice investment. Well, what I have to say is, if you have a vision to build a filling station, it's a kind of investment that will be transferred from your children to your children's children. It's a very good idea. What I want you to remove from your mind is the fear. A lot of us are having fear. The fear of this business is meant for the rich. It's meant for politicians. This business is not for poor people. This business is this and that. No. Filling station business is like any other business. The money you use to construct for decking for tenants, every day you'll be fighting with them. Lawyer will take his own, this person will take his own. Sometimes that money can give you a single pump filling station, and it will be recurring. Not only that, it will keep your children busy and engaged. Some rich men have a lot of plots, a lot of buildings, a lot of this and that. Your child will have money, will have properties without any career, without any source of income, without keeping himself busy. So if you know the secret of filling station, you know you are doing good to your children. Because if your child is educated, he can operate in the filling station. He can manage the filling station. If your child is not educated, he can also manage filling station. It's an all-weather business. So if you are having plans to open it up, I want to encourage you. It's a nice plan. Just make a decision to start from somewhere. Another one is how to start. That's why we are here. Paztrotech Petroleum Services. There are many companies that are constructing filling stations, but I want to advise you, the engineer constructing buildings in cities and villages, they are not the one building filling station. Filling station has particular specialized